Well, you made it to Wednesday. That's a nice thing. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope you're ready to rock. Ready to roll. Okay. Well, welcome back. Take out your snack and get unpacked. And if you have your snack out, I want you to really be thinking about where your snack goes and what happens when you're digesting food. And that's what we're going to be talking about. Yesterday and Monday, we had talked a lot about what happens when you chew. Your mouth, saliva, your teeth, your tongue, they all work together to soften the food and get the food wet so the food can all go down your throat, okay? But then what happens? Well, that's what Wednesday and Thursday are about this week. What happens when that food gets released from your throat, down in your mouth, goes into your throat? Where does it go? Well, we're going to talk about that. How is food digested? That's the question we're asking right now. How is it digested? Well, what did you have for dinner last night? This is here from yesterday. Pasta. Sorry, it's not there from yesterday. I'm only kidding. Anyway, so I had pasta. After you chewed and swallowed your pasta, where did it go? That's what we're going to be focusing on today. As you swallow, the food goes into a tube called the esophagus. Esophagus. Everyone say that word. It's a big word, but I want to hear you say it. Esophagus. Esophagus. Yeah, it's a big word. Well, esophagus is just a fancy word for the tube that carries your food down to your stomach. Okay? So you have the esophagus. And what is that thin tube that goes down called the esophagus? What does it do? Well, it pushes the food down. It actually squeezes and squeezes and squeezes, and the food goes down, down, down towards your stomach. Okay? So after you swallow, the food goes into a tube called the esophagus. Okay? The esophagus squeezes the tube, the food, down to your stomach. Inside your stomach, the food is mixed into a liquid. Okay, so there's a lot of information in that text. I want to go back and reread because good readers go back and reread, especially if anything's a little unclear and you don't understand. It's one of our ELA words, understand. You should ask and say, hey, I don't get that. I'm not sure what you're talking about. No, you definitely know what you're saying, but I don't understand. Can you explain that to me? That's what students do to get information. There's a whole world of people around you, support teams, teachers, parents, that want to help you. And all you have to do is ask, okay? Now, you guys are really good at asking for, can you help me tie my shoes? Or, can you help me with this button? But you can ask for help when you're learning in school too. That's the most important time to ask for help, okay? Especially if you really need it. You're having a hard time understanding something. And we're talking about a lot of tough things right now. I hope everyone's kind of trying to understand it and just grasping it the best they can, okay? And we're going to have lots of pictures and things you're going to see also. So after the food is mixed until it is liquid in your belly, okay? So inside your stomach, the esophagus squeezes it down to your stomach. Your stomach is mixed into a liquid in your stomach. Okay, it's wet stuff. Next, the liquid goes into, new word, after the stomach, it goes to the small intestine. Small intestine is it's like a hose that's all kinked up, and it's very, very long. It's thin. It's not a thick hose. The small intestine is a long tube that is curled up. It's in the middle of your abdomen area. Most of the digestion takes place in the small intestine. Okay, so who's got the biggest job around here? Small intestine does. It does most of the digestion. Okay, so your mouth helps, stomach helps, esophagus helps, pushing the food down. But the small intestine does the most for digestion. That's an important thing to remember. So that small intestine, that long curled up tube, most of the digestion happens there. You need nutrients from the digested food. Okay, so the nutrients, the good stuff in food, that's being spread around in your small intestines, and it's kind of like absorbing it. and it's taking those nutrients in. You know how, when I say absorb, you know how like in a sponge will clean up something that's wet? Well, just like that, the small intestine absorbs the nutrients, the good parts, okay? And that's what's going to give your body energy. Nutrients are materials in your food that you need to have to grow and stay healthy. So nutrients are really good things for your body. It helps you grow and stay healthy. So give me more nutrients. I need all the nutrients I can get. All right, so now there is some, after the small intestine, there's going to be some leftover liquid, all right, a little bit extra. That leftover liquid goes from the small intestine to the large intestine, all right? This is not that tough, okay? So we have mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, and then last, large intestine. All right, that's all the vocabulary I have for today. But I want to just say that what the large intestine does, it also has a job, okay? So that small intestine does the most, takes in all the nutrients, but the large intestine squeezes out the liquid and then passes the solid waste out of your body, okay? Because the food that we eat, we get the good stuff from it through the nutrients, and then the stuff that we don't need, we pass it on. Okay, that means that when you go to the bathroom, it's either liquid or it's either a solid. And your large intestine kind of figures out where that's going to go. All right, so that's a really helpful body part. I'm going to read that one more time. The leftover liquid goes into the large intestine. The large intestine squeezes out to the rest of the liquid and then the solid out of your body. Enters a mouth. Then it squeezes down that tube called the esophagus. Good. It goes to your stomach, yes. Then it goes through your small intestine. They have so much work to do, the small intestine. It does so much in the digestion process. Small intestine then goes to the large intestine, which is a fatter hose, and it's just shorter. It's not so long like the small intestine. And that is responsible for getting rid of the liquid and the solids from your body. Let's take a look at what I'm talking about here. Okay, so this boy is eating. This is a nice diagram with a nice label. The label, the first one at the top, says esophagus. There's that tube I was talking about. Then you see it goes to the stomach, okay? And then on the bottom left, in the middle of that part of all the organs, you see the small intestine. And then on the outsides, you see that large intestine. And that's it. That's how food is digested. Hope you learned something today. Enjoy the Nearpod slides. I hope everybody has a great day. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.